Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button. In this lecture, we will continue from where we have left in our lecture 1. If you want to see my lecture 1, the link is given in the description box. You can go and have a look so you can have a clear picture of what we will be going to do in this video. In my previous lecture, I have given an introduction regarding font group and alignment group, which is placed in the home tab. Now we will form a chart and utilize all of these features so that we can have the idea of how to use these all features in our chart when forming for any of our project. There is one more thing I want you to know. Like for instance, if you want to make multiple charts, so you can also use multiple sheets within that Excel sheet instead of using different Excel files. That is, if you can see here, this is sheet 1. If you want to add another sheet for another chart, you can click on this plus button and you can have another sheet. For instance, you want to use 3 charts, you can add another sheet by clicking on that plus sign. Similarly, you can add multiple sheets as much as you want. Also, you can name them. Like for example, this is for project 1 and this sheet you want to add the chart for project 2. So click on the first sheet, that is sheet 1, and right click on it. You can see here rename. Click on that button and you can add the name as required. Let's say we put in project chart 1. And enter. Here you go. You have named this as project chart 1. Similarly, you can name these two respectively or as per your requirement. Now let's start with preparing a chart. Let's take an example of a toy sale in different regions. How we will prepare a chart? First of all, we will add the heading, the main heading, then the subheading of the chart, and then the number of products which are being sold in that region. So first of all, what we're going to do is we will add the subheadings first, leaving the first row intentionally for the main heading. Now adding it in the column is serial numbers. Okay, if you want to write something on a cell, you can directly write, like for example, let's say I'm giving you an example of a toy. So you write toy. Now you will move out of that cell and click on somewhere else. Now again, if you want to click on this cell and write something else, let's say you want to write sale. You have written sale, but what? The toy word is disappeared. So you need to know the difference between writing on the cell and writing in the cell. If you want to continue, let's say I press Ctrl Z to make it the same word I have written first. Now what if you want to write something forward to toy? So what you need to do, you need to double click on it and you will see a cursor, and then you can continue writing after toy, that is toy sale. So this was a little tip for you to know what is the difference between writing on the cell and in the cell. Now continuing with the chart, serial number, then after that what will be the heading? It will be product heading. So you can write without clicking it as it's an empty cell. So product. Then moving forward, you will write the, let's suppose there are 3 regions. So you can name it region 1, 2 and 3. So region 1, then region 2 and region 3. You can press the key tab to shift to the cell. That is, if I press the tab key on the keyboard, it will move forward, and if I press shift and then tab, it will move backward. Similarly, you can use the arrow keys as well, which is used for page up, page down, and right and left. For example, you can use the arrow key to move cell upward, downward, forward and backward. Now start adding the product. Let's say for example we add the first product, toy name, that is dolls. Then we will add toy trucks. Then we will add cards, and we can add puzzles. Along with that, we will keep giving them the serial number, that is 1, 2, down arrow, 3, down arrow and 4. You can also use one trick, that is, if you delete this, you have written 1 and at least write 2 numbers, and then select these cells, and if you see the little square where the plus sign appears, you can click on it and drag it. The number itself will continue and you do not need to write the numbers one by one that we have done earlier. So this is a simple trick you can follow, deleting them. And so these are the 4 items we have listed. Now let's give some numbers to the toys which are being sold, which have been sold in particular regions. So let's make these column a little broader and start giving them the number. Let's say the dolls in region 1 has been sold in number 2475. You can give them random number, and I'm just giving it a random numbers to set an example. Okay. Now you can use 1, 2, 5, 4 and 7, 6, 9. Similarly, you can give the random numbers to these 2 regions as well. So let's give them a quick shot. Okay, here we go. Now you can see that the alignment is not synced properly. You cannot see the alignment properly. So what you will do, we will set the alignment first. So selecting all of these heading by clicking on this cell and dragging it to the last column where we have written or stored something, and then we will click on this. Now you can see all of the text is aligned on center. You can also make it bold from here. Also you can use keyboard, that is Ctrl+B. Along with that, you can also make alignment proper for the text you have written. Similarly, dragging all of this, selecting all of this and clicking on center alignment. Now let's get the total for all of it. Here we will write total sale, and we will make the total for all the sales in particular regions which is being made. So if you select all of these cells together, you will here, if you can see, you will here see the sum of the total sales made in that region for all the products, which is 5234. This is actually the summation of all of these 4, which is 5234. So we can write 5234. Similarly, for region 2, all of the product will be, the summation will be, you can see here, 6545. And for the region 3, selecting all of the cells, and we can see the summation here, 13765. So this is how we have made the total sales for all of the products in particular region. You can make them bold and also highlight them, marking it to be the total. You can also make border, selecting any borders you want from here, we usually select all borders. So here it is. So this was a little example for making a particular chart. I will also teach you the another method for summation in a quickest way in my next video. Till then, keep watching and keep practicing. See you.